Hello, my name is Laranda Zup, and this is my first upload video. So I have decided to dedicate my first video to the deaf children. And this is actually going to be one of my favorite stories called The Tortoise and the Hare. This story is actually a fable. And a fable means that there's a special meaning behind the ending of the story. Once you look back, there's a moral to learn from. So here it goes. Long time ago, there was a tall hare with tall pointy ears that would boast all the time. He was big-headed and would just let everyone know how fast he was. He would say, "Hey everybody, I am the fastest there is. Is there anyone who wants to compete with me?" Nah, I'm sure there's no one. And all the other animals eat. And they were scared. They said, "He is too fast. Let's not get involved with that hare." But there was one turtle who would accept his challenge. The turtle looked up and said, Hey, hare, I'll accept the challenge." And the hare looked down and said, "You think you can? Ha, don't make me laugh." "Well, if you are willing to, I say, all right, are you ready?" And the tortoise peeped his head out of his shell and said yes. The hare called over a fox and said, "Fox, would you mind shooting the gun out and so that we could start our race?" And the fox said, "Yes, I will." So there they went. The hare and the tortoise got lined up next to each other. As the hare thumped his foot, he was ready to go. And he asked, "Are you ready, tortoise?" And the tortoise peeped out his head out of his shell and said yes. The fox said, 1, 2, 3, shot the gun. And the hare went storming off. And off there was a cloud behind them, a cloud. So because of how fast the hare was going, and the tortoise stood there in the midst of the clouds and of the dust storm. And he looked through and he said, "Oh well." And with a skip in his step, he went racing off. There he went. And he said, "I think I can beat the hare. I'm gonna try my best. I can beat him. I can." And there he went, trotting along with a skip in his step. And he continued through the race. Well, later on, the hare, way ahead, looks back and says, "Wow, that tortoise is so far away. He would never catch up to me. I think I'll just relax and sit here by a tree." He looked at a tree ahead and he said, "That's a perfect tree. I'm just gonna lay here." And he yawned and stretched and he fell asleep. And his little ears bent down as he snored. So the tortoise kept going with a skip in his step. He trotted towards the finish line. He persevered and he thought to himself, "I can do it. I can make it to the finish line." And he went with a skip in his step, trotting to the finish line, sweating it off, and he kept going. Then he noticed the hare was by a tree, laying down under the tree, fallen asleep. And when he kept going, he said, yes, he passed the finish line. But he was shocked himself and said, "I beat the hare. I am so shocked and excited. Wow, I beat the hare." And then the fox said, "Where is the hare? Where did he go?" The fox went around to see, and he noticed he was sitting under a tree. The fox tapped him on the shoulder and said, Hare, come on." And the hare woke up and said, "What's going on?" "Oh my, the race." He stood up and he ran to the race as fast as he could. But there stood the tortoise with a smile as big as it could be. And the hare was all nervous and upset, saying, You think you could beat me? How did that happen?" He said, "Oh, I knew I could do it. I kept confidence in myself that I could win." And the hare stood there and he had nothing else to say. Well, that is the end of my story. But what is the moral behind the story? Behind the hare and the tortoise? Well, the tortoise always thought that he could. He persisted and was confident. He was positive the whole time. He believed in himself. And he knew that he could be different. So the hare was what? He was conceited and he only thought about himself. He didn't even pay attention to what was going on. He was not even focused on the race because he just wanted to show off and he thought he could get comfortable. But no, we need to learn from the tortoise that if you continue in life and you continue and persevere, you will succeed. Well, this was my first upload video. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Bye.